Have you ever wondered who inspired the idea of the social contract? Or perhaps you've heard the phrase, man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains, but didn't know its origin. Today, we're diving into the life and ideas of a man who shaped modern political thought, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Get ready to explore the mind of one of the most influential philosophers of the Enlightenment era. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was born in Geneva, Switzerland, in 1712. His early life was marked by tragedy, losing his mother shortly after birth and being abandoned by his father at age 10. These early experiences would shape his views on society and human nature. Rousseau's path to becoming a philosopher was far from straightforward. He worked various jobs, including as an engraver, footman, and music teacher. It wasn't until his 30s that he began to focus on writing and philosophy. In 1750, Rousseau gained recognition with his essay, Discourse on the Arts and Sciences. This work argued that the advancement of arts and sciences had led to the moral decay of society. It was a controversial stance that challenged the prevailing optimism of the Enlightenment. Rousseau's most famous work, The Social Contract, was published in 1762. In it, he introduced the concept of the general will as the basis for legitimate political authority. He argued that government should reflect the collective will of the people, not just the ruling class. Another key idea from Rousseau was the notion of the noble savage. He believed that humans in their natural state were fundamentally good. It was society and civilization, he argued, that corrupted people and created inequality. Rousseau's views on education were equally revolutionary for his time. In his book, Emile, or On Education, he advocated for child-centered learning. He believed children should be allowed to develop naturally, guided by their own curiosity. Despite his contributions to political thought, Rousseau's personal life was often tumultuous. He had a long-term relationship with Thérèse Levasseur, with whom he had 5 children. Controversially, he placed all of these children in orphanages, a decision he later regretted. Rousseau's ideas had a significant impact on the French Revolution. His concept of popular sovereignty inspired many of the revolutionaries. However, he didn't live to see the revolution, as he died in 1778, 11 years before it began. The influence of Rousseau's work extends far beyond his lifetime. His ideas on democracy and the social contract continue to shape political discourse today. Many modern democratic systems owe a debt to Rousseau's philosophical contributions. Rousseau's emphasis on the importance of nature also influenced the Romantic movement in art and literature. His ideas about returning to a more natural state resonated with many artists and writers. While Rousseau is often grouped with other Enlightenment thinkers, his ideas were often at odds with theirs. Unlike many of his contemporaries, he was skeptical of the idea that scientific progress would lead to social improvement. Rousseau's writings weren't limited to philosophy and politics. He was also a composer and music theorist, writing both operas and treatises on music. His opera, Le Devin du Village, was even performed for King Louis XV. One of Rousseau's most personal works was his Confessions, published posthumously. This autobiographical work was revolutionary in its candid and introspective approach. It's often considered a forerunner of modern autobiography. Rousseau's ideas on education continue to influence pedagogical approaches today. His emphasis on experiential learning and the importance of nature in education can be seen in many modern educational philosophies. The concept of the general will introduced by Rousseau has been both influential and controversial. While it forms the basis for ideas of popular sovereignty, critics argue it can be used to justify authoritarianism. Rousseau's life was marked by frequent moves and conflicts with other intellectuals. He often felt persecuted, which led him to become increasingly isolated in his later years. Despite the challenges in his personal life, Rousseau's impact on Western thought is undeniable. His ideas on politics, education, and human nature continue to be debated and discussed today. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was a complex figure whose ideas continue to shape our world. From political theory to education, his influence is still felt more than 2 centuries after his death. As we navigate the complexities of modern society, Rousseau's questions about the relationship between the individual and society remain as relevant as ever. What do you think about Rousseau's ideas? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe for more explorations of influential thinkers throughout history. Thanks for watching, and remember, question everything, just like Rousseau did.